Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the Imperial Splendour mod. Last time around, we fought the enemy... Where did we fight the enemy? A bit all over the place, as I recall. Saxony, in the Straits of the Baltic Sea, and yeah, a bit all over the place. Now, though, we have actually started the Greater German War. We are going to finally go ahead and achieve the goal of uniting all the German provinces as stipulated by the victory conditions. So we are currently at war with Austria, we are currently at war with Bavaria, and we're currently at war with Hessen-Kassel. And we're gonna start with Hessen-Kassel first. Before that, I just want to show something. So, we were fighting the Danish on the high seas, and we kept fighting them on the high seas. In fact, even after I'd taken most of their stuff, and they're only confined to Iceland. And I thought, you know, after I sink the big navy, they wouldn't come more. They did come more. Quite a few frigates came around. More so than I thought, so I gathered the force and I sent it all the way to Iceland. The thing was, I guess I didn't notice, or I guess I didn't pay enough attention, but the Austrians beat me to it. I didn't even know Austria was at war with Denmark, so I didn't actually notice that the Austrians had taken it until the turn before this. Hopefully that means that this army is kind of broken down, because it's a rather large one, and they do have some interesting units. I'm pretty sure my army will still be victorious. It's not a full stack, but it's a pretty good one. We got new units, mounted Feldjägers. Pretty good. Don't have the range of the Feldjägers, but they do have the accuracy. My navy is surrounding Iceland, but also raiding the trade along the way. So we've got this place hopefully pretty locked down. Anyways, I don't think the Austrian navy is gonna do anything to us, and the other nations we are at war with are landlocked. I guess the French navy, but France has been crippled by debt and war for so long that they've not managed to do anything. I'm surprised they're not gearing up for another revolution. Looks like what I should do is I should go in and burn some of the buildings. Maybe we'll get a counter-revolution and we'll put a king on the throne. Put the king on the throne again, or a king. That probably killed a few at this point, given all the revolutions. With that said, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the attack up here. So this is going to be today's battle. Hopefully we'll be able to end all of that. But we're also going to advance this army. So this is the newly recruited one under Friedrich Adolf von Kakelhaut. Yeah, he's got a funny last name. We're just set up according to the principle of my other armies, with so and so much cavalry, the cannons, the grenadiers, the musketeers, and the fusiliers. So a pretty good army. Should also be able to move out of here if I exempt them from tax. Okay, maybe that wasn't as well planned as I thought. We would need a few dragoons to hold this down. What troops can I actually bring? I can bring some of these actually in. I want to just go ahead and lay the foundation so we know where we're going next. So this is one of the fights. We'll draw the dragoon from over here, and then we'll draw the troops from the ports. Oh, they can march from all over the place. We got another dragoon over there. So we're dragging in troops, and that should be enough, hopefully. 4 units should be enough. They come marching in one by one, I thought. Oh, they get stopped just ahead of time just because one of them ran out of space. But we should be able to hold this down. There'll be some ruckus here in one turn. So here's one to take out Prague, which is one of the key places we need to take. We are going to advance with this, which is Blucher's army. It's going to advance into here, but I'm not too sure that we're going to move just yet. This would be the target, the first target anyways, but right now it will drag in so many Austrian armies that I'm not entirely sure that's a wise decision just now. What we could do is we could try and figure out a way to put our army on the bridge, one of the bridges, and try to take on a lot of them there, since they are quite a few. Although I think Blucher's army could probably take them out in open battle as well, but he'll be so broken down after the battle with so few troops left that it might be hard to pursue any goals, more so than just bloodshed. Then we've got this one, which will be against the Bavarians, where it's Müllerdorf. It's going to take on Munich, and that'll be good. And what we're going to do today, of course, is we've got von Brunswick. He's going to march down and he's going to fight Hessen-Kassel. We're going to attack these guys. Actually, I should maybe... No, I don't want... We want the field battle. We don't want a bloody siege. Sieges are not very good. So they've got 2,500 men to start off with, and then they're going to get reinforced by 6,800, meaning that the enemy does outnumber it somewhat in total numbers. However, as they're split up, I will be able to smite the first force before the second one comes to their aid. I note that this one does not have howitzers. Hopefully we get a good position for the 12-pounders, but we cannot then rely... I haven't relied at all, in fact, on artillery throughout this. The artillery hasn't really... Canister has worked out in some battles, but it hasn't been as prevalent as, say, when I played Napoleon III, which it's a key to almost every battle to be able to cut down the numbers. Anyways, with all of that, we should jump straight into it and defeat these guys. And then in the next one it'll be Bavarians, in the next one we'll do Prague, and then hopefully we'll do Vienna and whatever they put, Budapest. I don't think they have put Budapest as the capital of the Hungarian region in Empire, in fact. I think it's something else, but I can't actually go and check right now. With all of that, anyways, it's time for us to once again march on to the field of glory and beat our enemies. We're overlooking a very odd battlefield. It's in the middle of this town with our deployment zone going kind of outside here. There's a lot of impassable terrain all over the place. It's going to be difficult to maneuver here. And then we have the enemy's deployment zone over here. I've got cannons on the hill. We've got four musketeers in one brigade over here. We got another 4 over here. Then we got 2 musketeers in the front, followed by the guard grenadiers, and then 3 units of grenadiers. So this one does not have the new kind of standard of fusiliers, the mix of fusiliers and cannon and so on, and that's mostly because these guys, of course, were the ones that were sent to Sweden and then up to Norway, so they've been far away from our recruitment centers to actually be reorganized to the new fashion of my other armies. With that said anyways, let's go ahead and start the battle. We're going to start by advancing the kind of the elite brigade. And I can see the enemy reinforcements. We've got one turning up over here, and then we've got another one turning up way over here. Which is interesting. Will they even be able to get down from this hill? Goal here, anyways, is to try and smite these as soon as possible. This artillery piece position, it looked good to begin with because I would be able to cover anyone moving in. But of course, no one is going to move in. I wonder where we'll have to move it to actually get a position where we can actually fire upon the enemy. Let's see. So we got enemies coming in over here. In a very odd location. Where it's even trouble for them to arrive at the battlefield. Oh, their cuirassiers even have a cuirass. Ours don't. Which is a shame. I could try to move the artillery all the way around, kind of to maybe up here on this plateau. Access point over there. Would be a nice strong point because the enemy wouldn't get there, but you can see that over on this side the entire town is in the way. But we would get a good arc of fire upon the enemy over there. I think we should probably try to advance the troops over to that forest. And this still covers some of this. Okay, the enemy is about to come to blow with us over here. Musketeers will align themselves. The elite and the grenadiers will move to reserve positions. The cavalry will set up here in the open to be able to ride down towards anything that comes against us. Will my 12-pounders... They will not reach to be able to aid us in that battle. To do so, I would have to move them quite a bit further forward, even if I move them over here. I'm not entirely sure I will be able to bounce cannon shots over here. But it's better than nothing. We're gonna try and move it forward. The musketeers over here should advance towards there, into town. And we kind of got things moving now. Okay, the enemy will have the high ground here. We'll actually move back, I think. We'll move back. And we'll get them coming down because there's so much impossible terrain here that the way down is gonna funnel them against us. And that's gonna destroy them. We're gonna quickly move over here. We've got cavalry, we've got dragoons moving in. Guard grenadiers should hurry to set up. Well, the hussars will counter-charge now. I think my grenadiers will be ready to fire. And they do, killing about 50 enemies before the enemy is able to strike. We lose just a handful of our troops. About 25 it looks like. Oh, the enemy is now within range. The musketeers should open fire. Wonderful. The enemy cavalry was destroyed and we lost about 25 men in that. Plus one of the heavy cavalry units. Or troopers. Grenadiers should... No, they should actually hold kind of that position. In case more enemies come that way. We'll just push one of them up there. And then the other two will be in reserve. And then we'll have you in the back. These four are marching over there. I don't know. It looks like the enemy actually pulled back. Pulling the artillery through the entire town seems dangerous. Let's see if I can pull off my idea of putting them over there. I'm not entirely sure which way they want to walk to get there. And I think we'll also need to move the general, possibly. He can stay for now. We are putting a lot of hurt on these bastards, but it is not that quick victory that I wanted. But then again, they can only field so many men, can they not? Can I get these 3? There's gonna be more troops coming in over here. If I can squeeze my way through the town and pincer maneuver these guys. We got these pretty much locked down. Let's have the grenadiers march together with the cavalry and attack their flank. Cannons moving forward. There's a bit of a risk here not moving the cannons together with... They've got general units actually closing in very quickly. Let's speed these troops up a little bit. Speed these troops up a bit. Yeah, they're gonna have to... Okay, so the route for the cannons are either through here to get there, or all the way up here. At this point, this would take too long. So I guess we would risk it and go this way. Oh, there's more impossible terrain all over here. Okay, so the enemy general decides he's gonna charge right into a musketeer column, and most likely he's gonna get cut down. It doesn't seem very likely that... I mean, he'll hold up the flank attack here, but there goes the enemy general. Silly sod just died. 172 enemies. They've taken quite a chunk out of us over here. And now they're focusing on this unit instead. But they have also lost, of course, tons of men. From 500 to 148. Still stand there, the bastards. And they've just completely stopped this column. And now the guard cuirassiers are on their way. Can I get one unit up onto the hill? Or up into the plateau? And then these 3 will march down into open field here. Okay, the enemy was pushed back, but now comes their bloody cuirassiers. We should try to kind of hold somewhere. Which is not going too well right now. Get to it. They're down to 88 men. My flanking maneuver is still going on. Enemy general got cut down. What a loser. Let's see if you can actually make a line here. Given the fact that we've got plenty of enemy reinforcement coming that way, we could set up around town, something like that. The enemy troop was defeated. And with that, I say we march through here. If we can. Let's get 2. Oh, the bastards came back. Damn. We'll get up there. We'll bayonet charge them if you have to. Wouldn't be that difficult. How's it going over here? Where we're facing the actual cuirassiers that actually wears a cuirass. It's not going too well for the cavalry. They're kind of stuck in the town, not able to use their maneuvers to attack, and then they're getting shot in the flank by our troops. I guess these two can march through. Charge through. Thing here, of course, as we approach here, is we need to keep in mind that enemy reinforcements came in through here. And not all of them arrived on the field. And right now, these infantry units are marching straight in the way of the enemy cannon units that are coming in. There's a lot of enemies coming in. Let's set up the artillery. Down here, we'll put one unit there. We'll put them like that to begin with, as the enemy seems content with rolling their artillery straight into us. My bayonet attack seemed to have stalled due to this one, the 9th Regiment. They're down to just 60-ish men, and they're up against almost 1,000 men. More than 1,000, about 1,100 men. Surprised that they are able to stand. Oh, the bloody cuirassiers came in. Can we form square? No, we cannot. Turn around and attack them. And I want the artillery to deploy before you get killed. You will advance bayonets and kill that unit. We lost one cannon over here due to the enemy's bloody cuirassiers. Why don't you want to form square? Oh, and you should definitely not fire, as you'll fire straight through our own men. Bayonet charge that bastard. We've got enemy troops now marching in to stop us. We are going to get stopped as well. Let's figure out how to maneuver here. I can fit one unit over there. And I can fit another one over there. And hopefully as we draw in the enemy into a fight around here, maybe hold fire while our friendly unit advances, not shooting them in the back. Okay, now you can fire. And as they're getting in position, the grenadiers are getting into position. Where did the cannon crew go? Oh, that's the other cannon crew. You should come down. You should reman that. And then, let's see, we've got then 4 regiments got through, where which I think 2 will be sent over here. 2 will hold here, with this one third then. And then this one, of course, will come down, join them over there. I thought more of these regiments would march against the guys on the hill, but it seems like they're more interested in attacking the grenadiers. So we got the 3 normal grenadier units, which will steam forward towards the enemy. This also makes it kind of hard to get the cavalry through to attack, but I guess we can march through here. Where I'm planning also to send the Grenadier Guards. Okay, as they're kind of leaving room for us to maneuver, we're gonna push forward and open up so we have space for the cavalry to ride through and come around and attack from the back. There is cavalry obstacles though around here, quite a lot of them actually. So that makes it harder for a possible cavalry attack. Might hold off on that and just work the oh, here we go, cavalry coming in. I'm gonna move you up there with you situated over there. And I mean, I've got cavalry coming in right now. Hold fire a little bit. Wait for the enemy cavalry to come a bit closer. Now! When they're really close. I wish more of the troops fired. This one's gonna pull back between the artillery pieces. And this one's gonna come at the side. Then both of them will hold fire, switch to canister, and prepare to fire at will once the troops have moved aside. Also, I note they now go ahead and march strongly against this. What we'll do is we'll send the musketeers over to deal with those guys. And it looks like the enemy is actually trapping themselves here. Possibly even going to try and melee charge. We need to put a reserve behind this unit then. We're gonna trap them with the grenadiers. Okay, them now moved aside. Tell the artillery to fire at will. They should be ready with their guns. Oh, nice hit over there. Not sure I like the fact that they've put the reserve crew in front of the guns. Got more dragoons. The enemy getting pummeled over here. The problem with this battle is I've got so many things going on. Okay, so the grenadiers have set up. Oh, what are you doing? Great. So you were here. I ordered you here. You went around this way. To the point where you even got caught in the melee. A little bit better maneuver over here. And they're kinda through. So we'll open fire here. The grenadiers are having a field day shooting down all of these guys. Which are now forced to retreat. We are positioning to fire upon these. I don't think we're getting any good shots though on them. Okay, the enemy is kind of broken over there. So they're just gonna route through this one. I'm gonna get the cavalry forward. And we're gonna focus over on this side because here is where... Oh shit! The enemy cavalry has really cut down this unit. I've ordered them into square, but they're not doing it. They're down to 180 men. That's not good. Move like so, and you move forward. That's a small square. We're shooting, kind of executing almost these. These 3 grenadiers will march to the aid now of these beleaguered units. If the enemy tries to go through that, they're killed. If they go through here, they're killed by this unit. And if they would even get away from this one, they run into cavalry. Very few of these guys made it out. And the few units, they were not caught by the cavalry. Right, the enemy over there was forced off the field. Cavalry will move over here. Grenadiers continue to march. I guess we're not really getting the aid. I'm ordering the cannon to fire over there. That should clean away most of those guys attacking that unit. And hopefully our unit will stand. Are we getting fired upon? Okay, they're turning the guns now. Soon canister will rip through this side here with the highest concentration. Looked like we actually killed more of our own. That one was good. Yeah, we sent our own unit away. Oh shit. Enemy artillery is blasting us from where? Over here. They've got Grenadier Regiment coming in, and they've set up their bloody howitzer. Enemy cavalry was sent away, and their infantry. Good. Guess we'll try to advance here against them. The canister reaches far. 92 men, they can situate themselves over there. What we'll do then is we'll redirect the grenadiers to over here. Are you guys not done over here yet? Advance and bayonet the units the troops that survived. Grenadiers are about to attack us in the flank over here. However, they're just about to get shot at from the musketeers and the 2 artillery pieces. And it's perfect because the shots will run up the length of the unit. Once these are ready to fire though. Okay, now they're actually ready to fire. Oh! They would throw in grenades. I didn't know. Can we do that? No, our grenadiers don't throw grenades. But apparently their units can. We've got another grenadier unit coming in. As their intent of just marching along the field here, I'll just order my men to hold the ridge, as they seem hell-bent on marching on the cannon position, which would be the hardest one to take. We'll get the infantry to set up along the ridge, and then the grenadiers will cover this bit right here. And then we've got everything kind of covered. Oh, they actually made it around these units, which I'm not entirely sure where we'll place all of these. So there were a few that got away. Oh, I forgot about this one. You should march over here. Actually, since you are about 335, you should march down here, and then you should march up onto the ridge. Let's switch to a round shot instead. The enemy is at a much longer range now at this point. Also, they're now actually focusing on the closer unit. What we could do is we could pull these guys back a bit. and make a line as such. Someone needs to take that shit out. And then we'll move you over there. And all of this should be enough, I think, to deter any enemy attacks. Let's get the dragoons down here just to take out the enemy's artillery. They've got grenadier and line of foot marching to take on our most outer flank position on the right. Most of these units won't even be able to see us, won't they? Since they're down here. Oh, they will be able to kind of fire on this regiment, I guess. At this range, canister might actually work. I think they're aiming for the cavalry in the back. Speed up the positioning of these troops. The dragoons managed to kill whatever was there. I'm actually going to dismount the dragoons, set them up here, and fire upon the enemy, rather than moving them in as mounted units. So we'll have the dragoons speed forward, set up here, shoot the enemy through the flank. My grenadiers should advance to their final position now. It's just a militia unit. Why won't you there? And we got the 2 infantry units. We get a little bit better of a position there. And now we have completely enclosed the enemy from coming in where they spawn. I'm not entirely sure what happened to all the troops over here that died. So it's all militia going up against our grenadiers. Getting shot to pieces. This is probably the unit that's doing worst, though. Oh, they're still firing canister all the way far, far away, as it were. How we put the most elite unit? Wait, where is it? Ah, it's in the center, okay. Oh, they fire all at the same time. I thought they were gonna fire by rank. It's pretty good, actually. I thought the dragoons were pretty good. Oh, they, it's only first rank of the dragoons that fire. And these guys fire by, platoon. Surprised they still stand, but I say that quite often. I shouldn't be surprised anymore, should I? The battle has kind of reached a... I was about to actually say stalemate, but that's not what I mean. It's reached the conclusion in a way. Once this one's gone, I'll be able to completely encircle them up here. And in which point they've got no chance of breaking out. And I will have won the battle. So I think at that point, given also that this battle has taken about 30 minutes, I think we'll end it rather than just being kind of a gore fest of me watching everyone die. Also, I think at this point it's probably best to tell the cannons to hold fire and then move these 2 regiments like so, just in case they still fire, I'll move them to round shot. Could probably overwhelm that unit in a bayonet charge. Maybe we can actually round shot on the units further away. As they're marching to meet the 2 units coming here, figuring we could bayonet charge them from this flank and throw them off. And as we do that, I want the other 2 regiments to march forward, as I don't want any friendly fire. And we should rout these pretty easily. Okay, the enemy is positioning themselves further up on the hill, so I need to move my troops closer. And now these guys don't have anything to fire at, so they should be moved into reserve. Same with these. Now the enemy still hold on. We'll send in another regiment. And then these 2 musketeer units will move forward like so. And that should break these infantrymen. They're not militia, are they? No, they're line infantry. So now there's 2 on 1, and there's only about 100... oh, it's the 1st regiment. Maybe that's why they hold. It's the 1st regiment ever raised by that German state. But it's now sent off. Let's move these quickly into position and have the enemy completely surrounded. As I do that, I should also go ahead and tell the artillery to hold fire, as I can see the shots bouncing here. Oh, are you able? Yeah, you're not really able, are you, to fire overhead? It'll be an easy target for who's ever on the hill firing down, as I'm amassing all my troops downhill. The thing is though, it doesn't look like the enemy is doing much shooting, are they? And now they're kind of routing, most of them. This one is firing a bit. Once this one goes out of range, now they're all running. With just 1 left. There's a Dragoon regiment coming in, but I think it's safe to say at this point we have won the battle. And the first step to ultimate victory has been taken. Or in the... not really the first step, but the first step in this war has been taken to ultimate victory. Here we have the result of that battle. We deployed 7,095 men against the enemy's 9,330. We lost 1,500 men, while the enemy lost an astonishing 7,000 of their men. 2,000 remaining though. But we have 5,500 remaining. If necessary, I could pull troops from Amsterdam. We've got a sizable garrison over there. Most notably, losses among us would be this unit right here, which is down to 92 men. They did really poorly against that Dragoon unit, so I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Grenadier Guard is the highest killer, with 1,118 kills, followed by a musketeer battalion. Look also at... they killed 1,100 men and they only lost 78. And they managed to go from 2 chevrons to, I believe that is 5, which is quite good. With that, I think... let's see, they're marching away. I wonder if... yeah, the troops in the town retreated as well. I can lay siege. They refuse surrender, of course. I'm a bit hesitant to out-resolve this, but we know what's going to happen. There's no way they're gonna win that. It would be a prolonged slaughter if I play it myself. Hopefully I don't have to, but these guys are now gone. I could actually send up this force. It's doubtful that the French would attack. And with that I would have enough to make a very clear out-resolve. The only thing I would do is that little unit of 92, which would pull away so they don't get destroyed, because I could imagine they'd be lost. Oh, they're still joining in the fight. How long away do you have to go? Now you're not even in the state anymore. There we go. We only lost 90 men. Imagine if that unit would still stay, because it had 93. Maybe all those 90 casualties would be comprised of one unit. It's so strange, because sometimes you get these out-resolves when the enemy has like shit troops, but a lot of them, and my army gets destroyed. In this case, it was the other way around. I only lost 90 men in this. Holy shit. The Rhineland is captured and Hessen-Kassel is destroyed. These troops... Actually, it's pretty good that they came up here, because I need someone to garrison this afterwards. We'll push in the Dragoon, and that is what does the change. We're gonna burn the college. I don't need that. I have plenty of those. Gonna repair this, and we should repair... Actually, I should have repaired the castle instead. I can't afford that anyways. We'll repair that, and that should be fine. Then these guys can garrison that. It should be fine. What we'll do is we'll drag down some of these to garrison down here, just in case the French do want to march across the border. They do have a little bit of an army here. Mostly cavalry though, so that should be stopped by the walls. Next episode, it'll be the Battle of Munich, Bavaria. But for now, this is it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.